who lost her life yesterday. If you can't stand on a bus stop trying to get your child an education to send them to school, where can you stand? We don't need to be divided. We gotta stand together. It ain't a white thing, it ain't a black thing, this is our thing, and it's affected everybody.
A mother gunned down while walking her daughter to the bus stop. More than 24 hours later, we're learning more about that young murder victim as mothers who have buried their own children due to gun violence plead for an end to the bloodshed. This is Wave News at 6. I'm Myra Ansari. Brian is off. Metro Police tonight, they're still hunting for the person who shot and killed Rhodesia Williams. So take a look at your screen right now. Do you know who this person is or have an idea who it could be? Well, police tell us they believe that the person in these pictures, in this red hoodie, is the shooter who gunned down Williams as she walked her young child to the bus stop at 10th and Chestnut around 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. And tonight, we're hearing from Rhodesia Williams' family for the first time. They say that they are devastated and they want to see justice served. Wave News reporter Fernando Garcia Francescini joins us live from 10th and Chestnut with the message to the community.
Well, Myra, this is part of a roadside memorial that has slowly been growing, honoring Rhodesia Williams. You can see flowers, stuffed animals, balloons as well. Everyone in this community coming together to honor that young mother. Someone else who was here at this particular bus stop was actually Rhodesia's sister. And the reason for that is because her daughter, so Rhodesia's niece, also takes the same bus stop. And she tells me she was actually there when she saw her sister get shot and have, her take her final breath laying on the ground. Just a devastating scene altogether. And that emotion, of course, very palpable. Today, police say Williams was shot and killed as she was walking her daughter to the bus stop. That suspect is still on the loose. Rhodesia's family says her children are traumatized, especially that 7-year-old girl that was with her when she was shot. And they described the young mother as a caring woman and the life of the party. The family, of course, now asking for that violence to stop.
Can't even go to the grocery store without somebody want to harass you or rob you or carjack you. It's got to stop somewhere.
Rhodesia's family gathered with city leaders and neighbors this morning to ask the community to come together to find solutions for the rise in youth violence in Louisville. City leaders say they will start holding sort of like neighborhood meetings to bring people together to the table and kind of like talk about potential solutions. Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins says the first of those meetings will take place next Monday at 5 p.m. at the YMCA here on West Chestnut Street. Reporting live, Fernando Garcia Francescini, Wave News.
All right, thank you so much, Fernando. And just a few minutes ago, we heard from Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg, and he says this is a time to come together to prevent tragedies like this from ever happening again.
My hope is that everyone continues to work together, that we're not blaming each other for who's responsible for things that happen or not, but we're talking about how we can prevent this from ever happening again in our city. And I truly believe that everyone can help, even if they don't realize they can help.
And the mayor and Metro Police, they urge anyone who was at that bus stop yesterday morning to come forward and tell detectives what you saw. They say any tip, no matter how small, could help them catch this killer. The Commonwealth Attorney has a warning tonight for juveniles with guns and their parents. It's a get tough message in response to recent violent crime. Wave News reporter David Mattingly finds prosecutors want to be able to punish parents in addition to their juvenile offenders.
Myra, Commonwealth's Attorney Trina Weathers is calling on state lawmakers to pass a parental responsibility law. Weathers says the latest wave of violent crime shows that not enough is being done to curb juvenile violence.
Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a tough couple of weeks.
After multiple incidents of gun violence intruding into what should have been safe spaces and with tragic consequences, Commonwealth's Attorney Trina Weathers wants to be able to bring civil and criminal charges against parents who do nothing when their children commit crimes with guns.
It is time for bold action and new solutions. Doing the same time we've been doing and hoping that makes things better on our own has not been enough.
Weathers seeks a parental responsibility law as another legal weapon against juvenile crime. A recently enacted law is already allowing her office to prosecute 80 youthful offenders for gun crimes as adults.
If you are committing adult crimes with a gun, you're going to be prosecuted as such. When juvenile cases get waived to us, ladies and gentlemen, they are all prosecuted as adult cases.
Recent violent youth crime raises new questions about all aspects of the justice system, from enforcement to prosecution and sentencing. They come at a time when there are no facilities to house youthful offenders in Jefferson County. It is regarded as a key element in breaking the cycle of violent crime.
I don't think it's a cause as much as we're fumbling an opportunity to use a resource.
Kentucky Youth Advocates Executive Director Terry Brooks says keeping offenders close to home keeps families connected and leads to better outcomes. But juveniles with minor offenses are currently being sent to Newport, Kentucky, near Covington. Offenders with high-level offenses are held in Adair, Fayette, and Warren counties. The state-run facility in Linden closed for an expansion and security upgrade in September. That project should be complete around mid-2026. Renovations on a closed facility in Louisville will not be complete until 2027. David Mattingly, Wave News.
All right, thank you, David. An update now to a story that we've been following for the last couple of weeks. One of the 5 people injured in a Jeffersonville, Indiana home explosion has died from their injuries. The Jefferson County coroner says 53-year-old Patrick Grimes died due to medical complications from the explosion. Investigators determined that it was caused by a buildup of gas inside the home on July 30th on Washington Way. In an update posted to social media, we've learned 2 other family members remain hospitalized in the burn unit. 2 others injured have since been discharged from the hospital, but one of them is in a rehab facility. All right, let's shift gears now. Taking a live look outside. It is a hot one for the first day of the Kentucky State Fair. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Harned joins us now. And Kevin, a lot of things going on at the fairgrounds till 10 o'clock tonight, so be ready for that heat.
Yeah, we're in the 80s now, 90, not far away. We're just 1 degree shy of it. 89, the current temperature out at the airport, very close to the Expo Center. Most of us are in the 80s. We've had a few nudge at 90 degrees today. A few of us have had more clouds than others. The bulk of those have been to the south, but now we have a few more rolling over Jefferson County. The downpours have been confined mainly to our south as well, and that chance is limited. You can see they're fading as they push out of our viewing area. This is the boundary for Adair County, moving down toward Amandaville, still seeing some of that light rain. Rain chances continue to ease. Temperatures will fall into the 70s by morning. We do have a hot forecast for the first weekend of the fair. We're going to talk more about that coming up in the 10-day in just a few minutes. Myra.
All right, thanks, Kevin. So still to come here on Wave News at 6. How are the cards shaping up ahead of the football season opener against Eastern Kentucky University? Dusty Baker has a preview for us still ahead in sports. And it's a day many all across have waited for, the opening of the Kentucky State Fair. Wave News anchor Jose Zozaya is live there, and he's going to give us an update on how his very first State Fair experience has been.
This newscast is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Now, Wave News.
Today kicked off a major event at the Kentucky Expo Center, the State Fair, and there are rides and concerts, food, and lots of shopping to do. Wave News anchor Jose Zozaya is checking everything out for us, and he joins us now. Are you having some fun out there?
Yes, Myra, and who says you can't have a little fun with a little competition? The reason I say that is right over my shoulder here, we've had folks coming up to this balloon popping station because, of course, what's the State Fair if you're not going to try and play some games, win some prizes, maybe for your kids, maybe for your boo you're going to take out here on a date to the carnival, to the State Fair. So right now, it's actually feeling quite comfortable. If you take a walk around where the midway is, Myra, we kind of did a few laps. We did, by the way, get get all the great food and fair treats you can find. If you were to go inside to check out all the great animal exhibits, the history, a lot of vendors. We're talking antiques and things to learn about the history of Kentucky. Now, I'm coming back to me. I want to show you as proof of something as an initiation rite. That is powdered sugar from my first deep fried Oreo. So I'm being initiated. Now all that's left to do is take my shot at these popping balloon games, and I think, let's see if I can squeeze in this window so you can see me and you let me know if you think I'm going to make it. So we're going to try on this. So 1, 2, 3. 1 off. 1 off. We'll have to try for the next time. But you see, that's part of the fun. Most people showing up here, enjoying the great time. What do I got here? Oh, I got 3 more tries. All right, let's see if I'm getting a second chance here. Let's see if we can do that. We'll do 1. That was a fail on that one. At the same hole. So it seems 2 for 3 is my pattern here, but plenty more to discover on the rides. The shows, by the way, which are going to be really packed throughout the weekend, Myra. So hopefully everyone comes out, has a great time, and they hydrate and wear some cool clothes, I might add, too. Reporting live at the Kentucky Expo Center, Jose Sosaya, Wave News.
All right, Jose, not so bad. I was going to give him a hard time, but he's actually pretty good. Well, a reminder, the fair has a minor attendance policy, which says anyone under 18 years old must be accompanied by a chaperone 21 years or older. It'll be in effect after 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday and all day on Friday through Sunday. Anyone who drops off minors during those times will be violating the policy. Each adult can chaperone up to 6 minors at a time. Officials will be checking IDs. The Kentucky State Fair is happening now through August 24th.
Well, coming up next at 6, we're just about a half a minute away from taking a closer look at the radar for now and what to expect for the weekend. We've got the 10-day earliest alert coming up.
All right, well, we saw Jose out there at the fair. Kevin, he said it was pretty hot and steamy out there. Got to be dressed and prepared for the weather if you're going out to the fair.
Yeah, a little on the warm side, and, especially if you're out on that midway just on the asphalt there. So it is warm, and the heat really intensifies into the weekend even more, and that's when you're going to have to make sure you have the water bottle. I mean, today is tolerable, normal summer day. You start to push into the mid and upper 90s. It gets a little hot pretty fast, too, out there. Tomorrow, 93. That's still tolerable. That's still not far from average where we should be this time of year, in the upper 80s. So low 90s we can handle. Mid to upper 90s factored in with some humidity. Oh, that makes it feel like a heat wave, and we're going to be there. You can see Saturday at 95, Sunday 96. We'll be there again on Monday before we peak the heat on Tuesday, and that comes in at 97 degrees. So we do have plenty more heat to go before this summer is up. It's August after all. It's one of our hottest months. All right, let me get you outside. The midway up and rolling, and a lot of folks have been mingling about indoors and out today. Temperatures, again, upper 80s for most. We have seen several of you hit the low 90s. Most of those have been fading away with the increase in cloud cover from the west. So clouds may be increasing, and if you look at the radar, there's a blip or two. Southern Nelson County, southern Hardin County, the better chance for rain along and south of the parkways, though we can't rule out a very isolated chance as far north as the Ohio River. We are dry at this point across Jefferson County, expected to stay mainly dry, only about a 10 to 20% chance of rain here in Louisville. 20 to 30% chance is going to be just a little higher to the south. Nationwide view shows not a ton of active weather. The southeast part of the country, some showers, a few thunderstorms, one severe thunderstorm warning southern Arkansas, and then back along the Rockies we've got a few downpours. Some of those have been strong. The tropics, again, with Tropical Storm Aaron in sight. The winds gusting to 70 miles an hour as this storm moves to the west at 17 miles an hour. Still forecast to become a hurricane and even a major hurricane by Sunday afternoon. That takes it to a Category 3. This should stay just north of the Dominican Republic. This storm is expected to turn and curve away from the east coast of the United States. Our current temperature in Louisville is 89. Winds are out of the north and northwest at 8. Our high today, well, we hit 90, and that was 1 degree above average. Tonight, We're going to stay warm and muggy. 74 here in the city for that overnight low. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we go back to a mostly sunny sky. It's hot, 93 for that high temperature. And in the 10-day earliest alert, I'll walk you through it. While we've got the state fair in full swing, our temperatures tomorrow will be climbing through the day. Up to 93 in the afternoon with that 20% storm chance. Wouldn't cancel any plans, but just note that if you get a passing shower, it actually may cool things down temporarily. We're back into the mid-90s with lower storm chances for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tuesday comes in. Hey, it's wave day at the fair. Peak heat, too. We're going to see this heat continue to grip us across the Ohio Valley and a good chunk of the country on Tuesday. That will gradually fade out of the picture as we wind up easing back to higher rain chances. That's 30%. That's as high as we'll go. So if you were looking for a decent chance of rain, I'm afraid we don't have it in this 10-day forecast. But we do see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms mid to late next week. That'll be followed by temperatures in the mid-80s.
It was funny this morning. I was playing Frisbee with my dog, and she took the Frisbee after a few tosses and then was like, come on, we're going back in.
I'm done.
Back into the house.
Got to take you inside.
I'm done. All right, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Well, in this day and age, it almost feels rare to see college football players making their return to a program instead of course, hitting the transfer portal. And while a significant portion of the Cards team this year has made their way to Louisville via the portal, there still are a few mainstays that have returned for yet another year at the linebacker position in particular, as TJ Quinn, Stanquan Clark, and TJ Capers, they're all back. They will be joined by a senior transfer out of Tennessee, Caleb Perry. And when talking to linebackers coach Mark Ivey, he said that with the depth at the position comes competition. And while playing time is no guarantee, the players say they're learning from each other as they head into the season.
They're going to work week to week to decide, who is going to get the nod as a starter. I think it would be really hard, barring something crazy, to remove TJ Quinn. He's really had a good camp.
Watching them help me learn, help me be in the right spot, get more comfortable with our system. Be more of a student of the game, so if I'm not in doing it and I'm watching them, they're doing it correctly, it could translate to my game and make sure everyone's in the right spot so we can play fast and be comfortable.
And we just trying to get better as a unit, not just myself. I want me and my brothers to get better, so we just working and focusing on each other to uplift each other at this point.
Okay, so if you've been keeping count here at Wave, we've previewed all but one area of the game for the Cards, and it's a fairly significant one that we're still waiting on, which is the special teams. We will hear about the special teams for the Cards tomorrow night. The Cards will have another scrimmage on Saturday. That will be their third of the fall, and the countdown gets real from that point. Kickoff, of course, set for Saturday, August 30th. What we know about this team, based on all of that we've been told throughout camp, is pretty simple. There is depth everywhere. You heard it today. They have a quarterback in Miller Moss capable of leading the team with an elite running back crew and a talented receiving core to go with a reloaded defense. It all sounds great, but we'll find out how it truly plays out against Eastern Kentucky on August 30th. All right, that'll do it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Texas Roadhouse is doubling down on its commitment to stay right here in Louisville. So today, the CEO announced the company will be buying the buildings that house the Texas Roadhouse corporate headquarters and restaurant support center. The company just had its most successful quarter in Texas Roadhouse history, topping $1.5 billion in revenue for the first time ever. Texas Roadhouse officials say none of this would have been possible without their founder, the late Kent Taylor.
His simple dream of having 10 restaurants has grown to 3 brands in over 800 restaurants worldwide.
And those 2 buildings are located on Dutchman's Lane. Well, there will soon be a new trail for hikers, bikers, and nature enthusiasts to use in New Albany. Earlier today, the Indiana Department of Natural Resources officially broke ground on the Monon South Freedom Trail. The 1.46-mile asphalt multi-use Monon South Freedom Trail will travel through downtown New Albany from Fairview Cemetery and Bank Street, connecting to the Ohio River Cemetery at East 10th Street. And people we talk with say that they are excited to have another trail.
It means everything because I like cycling, and it's gotten me much more healthy than sitting on the sofa watching TV.
And once all the additions to the trails are complete, it'll be the longest recreational trail in the Hoosier State. That'll be pretty cool, too.
You know what you need on those trails?
Some water.
Some water.
Yes.
This was a fallen warrior this evening.
Is that what the clinking was I heard in my ear?
Yeah. I want to make sure you're okay.
It's all right.
All right, what's next?